welcome back to, well, you didn't really go anywhere, but it's a kind of edit point. So hello and welcome back to the Nemo Raceway here in the UK and round 3, but event 3, it's very confusing, the events and the rounds, there's 2 each one. I am with John Hellswood, of course, who owns and runs Nemo Raceway. And we thought before the next RCGP we'd have a bit of a look at the part of the entire event that's caused the most consternation, and it's not Frank's hat. What it actually is it's the track itself. So, John, let's do test match cricket, shall we? Go down and we'll have a so talk to us about, first of all, what is this stuff?
So this is a black synthetic material. It's used for like hockey pitches and things like that, maybe into kids' play areas, that sort of stuff. And when we were looking for a surface, we looked pretty long and hard to find something that was going to be suitable for us. That we tried to get away a bit from the stigma of Astro, because we race on Astro quite a lot in the UK because of the weather, which is normally green because it obviously simulates the grass, etc., etc. But the pile is also quite high. In fact, we've got some of the stuff on the banking. And so I wanted something that was a much shorter pile, which stops getting this double bounce that you quite often get on AstroTurf. So this is what we came up with, sourced it from Holland. And, apart from getting stuck in port for a couple of weeks, which lost us the chance to do some more of the multi-surfacing that we want to do, it's been great so far for us.
So, has it been run as an RC surface before, or are you the first?
No, we are the first. We are the first for that. When we were speaking with the manufacturers, it's not been done before for RC. So it's a bit of an experiment, really, to see. But we had to do something because the dirt here just became unsustainable. Previously, we've used vegetable oil, very heavily oiled track when we launched this a couple of years ago, which was fantastic, really great to drive. But with the costs, and it's just not sustainable anymore to do that. In fact, to do the track to the level that we did when we first launched would be about £12,000 in oil. So just not possible. So we've invested again and put something that's going to last a few more than a few months, hopefully, because with the weather here, it just gets washed away. That's the hardest thing that we
Yeah, this is not your typical UK weather.
This is not.
You get a lot of rain, and obviously this is not just a club circuit. This is
from Italy.
Yeah, obviously Mao always brings everything good. Many things, because the thing is that this is a commercial track. This isn't a club track. This is a commercial circuit that needs to be open as much as possible.
Yep.
And the only way you can be open as much as possible with our weather is not to have, for what better terminology, mud, be it clay, be it oiled.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you say it in your mantra for RCGP, we need to grow the hobby. And to do that, we need to have places where people can come and use their tracks, come with any of the cars, the ready-to-run cars, 10th scale cars, whatever it might be. So for us, it's been quite key to get something that we can open up the gate, open up the doors and welcome people into the hobby, basically. And this is going to really help with that. Previously, it's just been kicking our butt. The amount of work that's required, it's just not sustainable. So this, we hope, is going to benefit everybody and get more people into RC.
Now, as you mentioned, because we've got this big expanse of, I'll call it carpet, I know it's not, for which you put, we've got the tabletop, I call it the fire grate because it looks like it's been. But the idea, I think you said, is that you'll have a kind of a modular selection of obstacles of different sizes.
Yeah, exactly that. So I'm sure we'll end up doing some 10th scale races here, some nice big ones as well, and some of the jumps may not be appropriate for the smaller cars. So we've made most of the jumps modular. There'll be more to come as well. There's going to be many more features come to the track too, and we'll be able to take them on or off the track depending on what class is racing, or whether it's beginners coming to have a go, or the world champs coming in and having a go. So yeah, we've got some big plans. This isn't the end concept; it's the beginning of the concept. It's quite exciting where we're going to go with it, I think.
Now, the interesting thing also is you still have the, as I've been calling it, the old-fashioned section of the track, which is incredibly beaten up I suppose it's quite a nice kind of throwback, but it does present a very difficult challenge, doesn't it?
It does, and interestingly enough, it's good to bring that up because we actually reset that with diggers, rollers, dumpers, the whole lot. We reset that for our race last weekend. So if you'd have seen that at the beginning of that event, it was flat, completely flat. That's what this dirt does without any sort of help by oil or other substances. And like I say, that's one of the reasons why we've gone to this matting, because it's just not sustainable. I mean, if we go and look at some of that, it's amazing how it's getting so bumpy. The bit of the track that's kicking our butt, personally, is the dirt still, and it's only one little section. But like you say, it's modular as well in layout, so we won't always run that. If you like, it'll be like our international circuit, and then we'll have a club circuit, which is just on the synthetic.
Yes, I mean, how long has the raceway been here? Is it, how many years?
So, in its original form, it was about 2006 or 7, and it got full planning in 2008, and they had some national series at that time here for 8th scale, and unfortunately, the landowner passed away, and so it sort of fell into not being used. and we sort of reignited it properly in 2020 in lockdown. This was a lockdown project for us.
Great stuff, thank you. John, I think should we wander around, talk to some people, because they're just kind of saying around. There's a quick word with Clement Boda. Clement, our second new racer at Beach RC. How are you enjoying the weekend so far?
Yeah, it's a really good race. Before the race, I look on my phone, and it's just incredible to see that race with a lot of top drivers. So I'm really happy to be here, and I keep my best this weekend.
Are you working with James a lot? Are you two working as a team?
Yeah, with James. It's the second time I drove with these guys, and it's a good boy, and a lot of share on the setup, and so it's better for the car and for.
And what do you think of the gate start?
Oh, it's really fun, like motocross, but when you start up, it's really difficult because my car in the first round, like winning, so a big mistake, and I start in the last position. So,
are you on the front row? Are you on the front row for this race?
Yeah.
Well, that's great stuff.
We'll see.
Thanks, Clement. Good stuff. He's here. We'll talk to him. So, Davido, how do you feel it's going so far today?
I mean, yeah, it was okay this morning. I made a mistake on the dirt section, and yeah, but it was okay. Try to, wear the tire a bit, because when they are new, it's a bit edgy to drive. But yeah, it was okay.
Did you do much work overnight, or did you just leave the car as it came off?
No, we leave the same, and we work this morning. Yesterday we go to have dinner and then go to bed. But yeah.
Great stuff. A quick word with Brandon. So Brandon, I was saying to on the comms, you seem to be struggling yesterday, but you seem to be getting better and better and better. Do you think you continue that improvement this morning?
Result-wise, no. Car-wise, yes. My car felt the best it has. I just had some really bad luck. Anytime a car would crash, I happened to be right behind him and just got stuck on 4 or 5 cars. And, yeah, wasn't a very good first run, but I feel like we're making progress every run still.
Are you still adjusting, or have you now settled on a setup?
I'm just making small changes now. Not doing anything hugely drastic. Just focused on my lines, too. Just trying to drive with more confidence, push it a little harder, and just get more confidence in the car.
Is one of the advantages of this kind of sort of carpet is it does stay the same every heat, so you're not fighting against a breaking up track, though, are you?
No, yeah, that's one thing that makes it real nice is it's almost the same every single run. From midday to morning, it may gain a little grip, but not much.
Great stuff. Thank you, Brandon. Well, that's a chat to the track owner, it's a chat to some of the drivers. But before we get underway with Heat 2, let's have a look at some of the amazing racing action.
And welcome back. And starting out front is Clement Boda, followed by Alex Zankatine, Hampusberg, Tom Robain, James Lepovo, Brandon Rose, Elliot Boots, Juan Carlos Canas, Pecco Ivan, and David Runafalk, Davide Angaro, and Lee Martin. Remember, this is gate starts for everybody. There's a 2-tiered gate, probably the best gate starts we've had in RCGP, I would say. The mechanism, I would say.
All right.
Operated by one person.
What was that? Sorry. Oh, the gate start. Yeah,
Yes.
it is. It's a kind of a big lever arm thing. I did try it when there were. I tried it when it was empty. I did try it with 12 cars on it.
That's pretty simple. We had something similar in Bermuda. It was just one lever with cars on it, and it went down a ramp. We had it for many, many years. Just didn't have enough drivers to have pitmen and and stuff like that. So we see Hakan down there looking at his car. Alex's dad there. Tom Robain's father. Very nice gentleman. Always having a good time, him and Mauro.
Mauro.
And Clement Boda's father, they're tuning on his S-Works there for Beach RC. There's Canas's father, John Hazelwood, and Very S-Works. Red's mechanic for Elliott Boots. Where Very is, Boots will be. Or where Boots will be, Very is.
One of the two.
Yes.
You said hello to all our chatters, have you?
I was talking to Ashley.
Hello, Ashley, how are you?
And Jonathan earlier. Jonathan actually won RCGP pay-per-view course on the last.
Well, there you are. See, and now he's now he's going. Oh, that was a prize enough. Well done, me.
No, he's won quite a few things on the NNRC podcast, but he lives in the UK, so I can never ship it to him.
He's obviously a serial enterer. I'm going to enter this. I'm going to enter that.
He answers the questions right. We do quizzes, and he.
Go on. Give me a quiz and see if I can get the question right.
All right.
The cogs are whirring.
What was the name of the town that in the 2002 Worlds were held in Uruguay?
Punta de Este.
Ah, that's too easy.
Oh, go me!
See, you would have won.
No, the only reason I knew that was because when we were at the Euros, they had a big kind of a huge hallway underneath the rostrum of sort of panels of all the Worlds and all the Euros.
I did see that.
And so I was looking at the various winners. Uruguay, who won Uruguay? Was that Guillaume
Degani, the first American winner.
I thought Degani was 2006, Indonesia.
No, he claims he almost won that.
Oh, he won 2002. Then William Verret won 2004. Who won 6?
Pavidis.
Ah, right, yes.
They say that Scott Hughes actually should have won that race, and because he was so fast. But
well, all thought people should have won. Right?
Well, he finished a close second. Greg says he would have won it. Yannick Igon was another race. He was leading and he broke. Greg was leading and he broke a spurger. Yeah. Yannick Igon is one of those guys who'll go down as never winning a Worlds that should have.
You know, I'll go down as never winning a Worlds as well.
Yeah, I mean, but he was really close.
No, I know Yannick was unlucky on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's our shot from underneath the gate. Look at the heat haze. Oh, that's arty. That's an arty shot. You know, that reminds me of a shot you'd see in John Frankenheimer's Grand Prix, the 1967 classic film. Loving the heat haze coming off there. It's amazing.
Well, we had literally people laying under the driver's stand yesterday taking videos.
That's what Zach might be doing. We get the signal. There's a great shot, which I think was on the Associated team page on Facebook, where they done a slow-mo of the cars leaving the grid. The gate starts, and it's quite spectacular, to put it mildly.
Good stuff. So,
coming up now at the end of the warm-up. All the engineers concentrating. Is JQ in the pit lane? He is. He's on the far end. He's pitting for Pecco. Apparently he was supposed to be pitting for David, and then they felt very abandoned by him because Adrien Bertin and his dad aren't here at this one. So David's going to think, I'll get the team designer to do. But no, there's a Finnish loving going on between Pecco.
I mean, they are right next to each other, so they are sharing tips. But Scott Walker's doing the pit duties for Ron Falcon. He's doing a good job at that. And JQ is actually smiling for a change. So he should be smiling.
Is he smiling?
Well, he was yesterday.
That's always a worry.
The green-haired one.
Well, you say that, but he's obviously reached that awkward situation where it's sort of growing out, but he can't cut it. So that's why the hat's absolutely on the whole time.
Yeah.
It's because it actually, from looking, wow, wacky and green, now it just looks a bit like, looks like you've something to stick on your head.
But he is going over to the Swedish Natch to be the race engineer for David Ronnefalk.
This is his new career. He's going to the Worlds as a competitor, despite this rubbish about him retiring.
Yeah, so apparently he's going as a hobbyist.
Yeah, I think that'll stop as soon as it hits the track. But yes, lots of insight from JQ at our RC2 setup clinic, which will be playing out, I think, at lunchtime. So you'll get an idea of what he would do to set up on these ridiculously high grip circuits.
A good shot.
And now we go out. Oh, look at that. You can see down the wind. Look at that, the Beach RC. Man's leg.
Zach is doing it for the shot.
He's doing it underneath. There he is. You can see him there behind everyone else.
Oh, he's not underneath.
No, because he couldn't get the signal. He couldn't breathe. I think you'll find the answer on that one. There they go. Get ready to go. Get ready to drop. Oh, I'm excited by this myself now. What's going to happen? Go. Whoa! Hey! That's the shot.
Ooh,
and into the lead goes Tom Robin. Robin from Boda. It's France from... Oh, Boda's spun out and gone from second to last. So it's Robin who leads. It's one of the other cars. It's very vague, that one. I can't quite see. I think it's Brandon Rose in second, I think. And then it's Hampus Berg. Would be my order. Yep. So it is Robin, Rose, Berg. Don't forget the bottom row was the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th qualifiers. And I think the bottom row it was such a clean start. It does seem the bottom row is a definite advantage as the dance of 7 Vales going behind. So a couple of cars being knocked out, and rolling out the way was Rose. So Rose has dropped out of second, and we now have Robin from Berg, from Rose, Van Chettin, and Ronafat Ongara Evening. So it's taken a while for the people who... Oh, and Ronafat's out now. He's dead last after getting knocked out of that hairpin coming off the first of the rough, muddy sections. The battle for the lead hotting up now. That's Hampus Berg looking to get his first ever... Well, it's both these people. It's Tom Robin and Hampus Berg looking to get their first ever heat wins. And they've got Brandon Rose behind them. So it's Robin, Team Associated Scanty Roppo for France, Hampus Berg, Sweden, Mayako, and Brandon Rose with good old US of A with the Agama, a 1, 2, 3. They've got Zanchettin, also, Zanchettin coming up quite fast. And then behind Zanchettin, it's Ongaro, and behind Ongaro, it's Evening, and then Evening leads from Canas. So there's a kind of they're being hunted down by some quite well-known drivers.
Yeah, and Berg's looking the best I've seen him so far this weekend. And Robin's out there. That lead gave him some confidence. Looks like Hampus was struggling a lot with the grip. Similar to as he struggled in South Carolina. But Hampus he's looking like he's got something going here. He's looking pretty solid out there.
Come through the lower touring car section, back onto the main straight and powering around doing it. It's the lead. So interestingly, not really seeing any big movement forward from Ongaro or Evening. So you've got two pairs. You've got a pair in the first and second, Robin and Berg. Then Rose and Zanchetti fighting for third and fourth. Ongaro trying to get on terms with Zanchetti, and then Evening, and then the Canas and Martin follow them through. But these two, it's interesting that they've got the pace of the rest of the field. It looks like the third car's joined them, actually. I'm just wondering whether Robin is probably slightly holding out. Obviously, it's always easier to lead than to follow. Always nibbled him. Did he get him? I don't think he did. I think he backed out. But all that will done is given... Well, actually, saying what I was saying before, in the last lap, Ongaro has managed to deal with both of the JQSM cars, both Zanchettin and... Even and then hit again, and this is playing into Ongaro's hands entirely as the two yellow-wheeled cars, those of Tom Robin and Hampus Berg, come together through the infield. They hit it again, and look at that, straight through into the lead goes David Ongaro. It's hard to overtake, but this battle's been going on and on and on, and it's Berg has tipped Robin there. Robin took a slightly
Robin would not
non-typical line about that, but the net effect is that we've ended up with Ongaro in the lead, obviously.
The two Italians, Zanchettin right behind. Oh, and just as I say that.
So Zanchettin made a mistake, but that's even more good news for Ongaro, as everyone's lousing up behind him, and there's an accident between second and third. So Ongaro really hasn't done very much, but has ended up with a massive lead with 1 minute and 30 and 2 laps to go. And that is why, sometimes it pays to be good, and he is good, but sometimes it also pays to be lucky.
Yeah.
And in this particular race, not every race, he has had a slice of good fortune. Zanchettin and Martin were scored second and third last time round. They will not be second and third this time round, unless there's been some weird kind of confusion. Go back to second and third, Frank. So coming over the line, actually, it's second, third, and fourth. So we've got it is Evening, Zanchettin, and Canas. So Evening has a second. Oh dear. Canas and Zanchettin have a dance as well. So third now goes to Martin. So the whole thing is, to give you an idea, Rosie was running so well at the beginning, is now 20 seconds off the back in last.
Wow.
Berg's in sixth, Robin's in seventh. So that, you don't want to have an accident, that's for sure. As we wait for them to come over. But Rose is virtually a lap down, so I think he must have made an unscheduled pit stop. So now down the straight comes our leader, and then here's our second place man, which is Lee Martin. Just coming up and over to turn again. So Martin now running in third behind Even, up and over the tabletop now. And behind him is Canas. So it's Martin from Canas in third and fourth. Even about a second up the road. And then behind them, you have Berg, Zanchetin and Roban. So Roban's great start came to nothing. I think he probably won't be particularly chuffed with Hampers, even though it wasn't malicious. Ronnefax dropped out as well. We lost Ronnefax.
Yeah. We need to watch that driver stand. I think we're going to get some action up there after this race.
It's only a qualifiers. They might cut each other some slack. But there's been a little bit more argy-bargy in this one. The net effect being that Ongaro leads from Even, and this is the closest battle on track as they come down to 2 to go between Martin and Canadian. That's just stretched out a bit now, hasn't it, as well? So 1, 2 and 3. Yes, you see just bouncing ahead of Lee is Even, who's going to get his second place, which is good for his position in the finals, but doesn't do anything because you only get a point for winning. So it is a lead of 1.3 seconds and 1.3 seconds. So these cars are equidistant as they go past us. Ongaro from Even and from Martin. Let's move forward to that's it. Ongaro and Even for this last lap. There's an outside chance Even could do something. Flash of green in the back. We're getting closer, in fairness to him. Pecco is gaining on Davide. I don't think Davide is going to lose it. You never can tell. Last couple of corners. If Pecco is due, he's absolutely sprinting onto the back of Ongaro. Ongaro probably drive with himself. No, it's the last lap. They get close to can they go over the line there. And we'll never know. But it was actually Ongaro who did it from Even by 0.3 of a second, and Lee Martin picked up third. So I'm going to wander over.
What a great race. Pecco, very impressive. Ongaro getting that. I'm going to call it Ongaro luck from now on, because we had Pudge luck many years ago for Cavallari. Ongaro seems to always get some lucky moves, but you can't take away from his driving skill. That was an excellent race by Ongaro and Ivanen and Martin. Ivanen making that last charge at the end. Very good to see. And congratulations to Davide Ongaro for that. So we have Davide Ongaro, Pecco Ivanen, Lee Martin, Juan Carlos Canas, Alex Zanchetin, Elliot Boots, Tom Robin, Clement Bodo, James Lepovo, Brandon Rose, Hampus Berg, and David Ronnefauk. The Mayako team coming in last. They're unfortunate for them. They won't be happy about that. They're going to go back to the drawing board and find something to do. But a good run for Ongaro, Ivanen, and Martin, as well as Canas as well. He's found something here today as well. And we're going to go over to Nick to interview the top 3.
And with the third place finisher, which of course is Lee Martin, that was a very action-packed race. There's a lot going on, but one of those races where at least you got a bit of luck and ended up third.
I did, yeah. Like off the gate drop, I was dead last. Took it a bit easy and kind of didn't pay off. But then just crept the way forward all the way. I could have caught the front two, I think, but I had a dodgy couple of laps near the end. But yeah, it was good. Pace was great.
Why do you think we had so much action that one? Because people are just trying a bit harder now.
Yeah, I think, we're midway through the day now. Everyone's getting hungry and they want to win that race. So, yeah, obviously with the bottom finishers starting on the bottom gate, obviously it slowed the pack up. So I think it created a bit more chaos.
So thank you, Lee. Next was Pecco. So that's 2 races, 2 second place, and you were that close at the end.
Yeah, it was super close. I was catching Ongaro pretty well. And it was actually a pretty good start from the upper gate, so I'm really pleased with that.
Did you think you'd be saying words like, I was catching Ongaro pretty well?
No, not at all.
So is this your dynamic driving or the fantastic setup work from JQ?
I think it's both. Both, for sure. The car is working pretty good, and the driver is working as well. So
good combination. Thank you, Pecco. Cheers, stuff. Davide, we've got a saying in the UK. It pays to be good, but it also pays to be lucky. Yeah. And I think this time finally you've got a bit of luck.
Yeah, finally yes. But I had a good start. Finally, I just brake before the start, so I let them go, and then I see everyone crash in front of me. And then we had some battle on the second lap, and then I tried to pass them, and then I finished first. So yeah, Pecco was fast at the end, but yeah.
Were you easing back at the end, or?
I think our tires is maybe too soft, so at the end it's not easy to drive. So now in the next one we try a harder compound, and we'll see if it's better or not, and then yeah, third one.
Great stuff. Congratulations. Good stuff. That's Davide Ongaro, winner of RCGP Round 2. But where did everyone else come? Lefty, give me the full results, please.
Yes. So, Davide Ongaro takes that win. Pekko Ivanen. Lee Martin, Juan Carlos. That's a great finish for Juan Carlos. And Alex Zankteen had a rough one, but he finished a great 5. He'll be happy with that. Elliott Boots won't be too happy with a 6. Tom Robben, who was in the lead, will probably have some words for Hampus, I believe. Clement Boda, James Lapavo, Brandon Rose, unfortunate in that one. He was looking good at the beginning. And Hampusberg, who was looking really fast in the beginning and doing well, kind of made that mistake with Tom Robben, and that was it for him. Oh, we have the points here. So David Ronnefalk is now in the lead with 61, Dongaro 49, Bornhorst 41, Juan Carlos Canas 37, Tallard, Boots on 34, Hampus on 1, Lee on 30, Valente 28, Joseph, who's not racing, 27, and Aiden and Spencer Heckert on 24, Evan Vale 22, Rose 21, and Max Hess 19. I believe we're going to have the team standings coming up here soon. Let's have a look. So S-Works gains they have 136 points, followed by the Scuderia Scampi Rosso team of Team Associated in 122, Mayako 92, Beach RC 80, Nemo 61, and the JQ Invisible Speed team on 57 points. That's right. There are team championships as well at the RCGP, and that means a lot to these guys, especially to the manufacturers that have chosen to take part in the RCGP World Series. We greatly congratulate them, and we want to thank all of our sponsors. They are Nemo Racing, Associated, Scuderia Scampi Rossos, S-Works, Mayako, JQSM Invisible Speed, Beach RC, Everlapse, Circus RC, No Name RC Podcast. Shout out to Control and RC Racing TV for bringing you this great coverage. We have 2 photographers out here as well taking pictures. It's a beautiful day here in the UK. We don't get to say that much, but it's apparently been a couple of beautiful days here in the UK. In fact, a record high, I was told, at some point. Luckily, we are not going to see that today. And if you're in the area and you're listening or you're watching, and you're not too far away, come by. We want some spectators, and we want people to come and enjoy the atmosphere here at RCGP. As we wait for the first group, we're now going to go into RC, the first group of RC2 qualifying. This is heat 1 of qualifying 2. Mrs. Pekko's mom, she's celebrating.
Mrs. Pekko's mom.
Mrs. Ivanen is there, and she says, "Great job, Pekko. Harmfully, our supermarket does not sell any champagne, but we have coffee and blueberry pie."
Well, it's not quite the same, but...
Well, Ma would take some coffee right now.
He would. It's fair, he'd probably take some blueberry pie as well.
Yes, he's very upset that he can't get coffee in the morning. Well, coffee to his standards.
There's a lot of random revving. I think they're waiting to get this one off. The next one doesn't start officially till 45, so there's a couple of minutes.
That's right. You guys can find the schedule for RCGP on the Facebook page. If you want to follow it and find out, you can time your action. Maybe you want to slip out to Tesco's or a supermarket somewhere and pick up something. Come back and enjoy the action from RCGP. You can time it on the schedule.
Ooh.
We have James.
James is doing something now. I've no idea what it is. It's very exciting.
Yes.
He's playing my computer. I feel like, what's that? No, you can't look for that. No. Oh, my eyes! Oh, what's this now? Putting a very complicated IP number here. It's very exciting. It may or may not work. It's just so you know, everybody. It's
It's our engineer, James. Is that the correct term for it?
No, it's not. No, he's not an engineer.
What would we call James?
Well, to his face or behind his back?
No, to his face.
Technical guru? Do you want that? Technical guru? Happy with that? No, he's happy with technical guru.
Technical guru James.
Didn't work though.
But it didn't work.
No, it's going to work. It didn't work.
Actually, quite brisk in her in the. I'm really impressed. Really impressed with the mobile control center here that we have. You know, I referred you guys to as a traveling brand of gypsies that go around Europe in suitcases producing quality streams. But here you have your
little bit aggressive on that front.
No, I think that's a great name for you guys. That's what you do a good job out of a suitcase. Out of suitcases.
We do enjoy a good suitcase, it has to be said.
But they have their full van set up here. Control panel with the engineers on the back, Mac and James, while Nick and I are sitting here near the front in this nice big camper van, I would call it.
Camper van Beethoven. Which I believe was a joke, wasn't it? A joke album title, I think. Who knows? So long ago. Anyway, as we mindlessly fill this, we wait for the RC2 stuff to start.
Oh, the Commonwealth Games, so that means Bermuda would be here.
Yeah, your famous lady won the triathlon.
Yeah, she did. Florida Offrey. We don't have pretty much, maybe some sprinters and stuff as well.
Well, yeah, it should be. But again, the problem is the Commonwealth encompasses just about all the good sprinters apart from the USA.
Yeah.
So it's still up against the Jamaicans and everyone else.
So is Jamaica still on the Commonwealth? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Commonwealth actually it's a weird thing because it is a selection of nations who basically were in the British Empire, some of which are still quite friendly towards us, and some of us have completely rejected everything.
So would Canada be involved in that?
Yep, Canada's in it.
Really?
India's in it.
Oh,
obviously,
okay.
India is not particularly chuffed with us and hasn't been since 1947, I don't think. And certainly, some of the places still have the Queen as the head of state, and some of the places long since rejected that idea. But they're all in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
So it's a kind of it's a conglomerate of people who are underneath the iron glove, or whatever we call it, or the velvet fist of the UK.
Velvet fist.
From the late 18th century. Oh, look at that! It's found an Irish flag there.
Yeah, so we have.
No, that's Guernsey. It's a Guernsey flag. That is.
Is that a Guernsey flag?
Two Guernseans. So obviously Neil's come over with James Le Pavot. Guernseymen, they're actually called.
Guernsey, very similar to Bermuda, same size, roughly about the same population, maybe a bit more.
Same massive wealth, but different weather.
I think Bermuda's a little bit more expensive. Well, a much more.
There's a lot of money hidden in Guernsey. Whether everyone spends it, I don't know.
Yeah, well, but very similar to Bermuda, big tax haven. But shout out to all my Bermudians. I know you're not watching because it's too early.
Honestly, where's the commitment? Where's the commitment to your career?
I haven't seen Salty Joe pop up yet.
Ah.
He's the saltiest of salts.
Oh, look at that. That bright shock of green hair means that JQ's marshalling for Pecco.
Oh, good. Put him to work, Pecco. Put him to work.
He's actually marshalling right underneath where Ash is. I don't think Ash can get his hair on camera because he's just too close. Yeah, keep going down. Yeah, look at that. See, this is the problem. You can stay on this. This is the issue with the hair. It's growing out, and when it grows out, it's just not looking great, is it? Or get too close to his phone. He could be having some terrible conversation we shouldn't be seeing. Quite high definition on 1080p. You might be able to see what's going on.
We could too. You could.
It's going, I hate that Nick Damon. He's an idiot.
Well, he'll just blame me for something.
Well, realistically, wouldn't we all? Oh, you go again. Our executive technical director. Well,
I like that better.
Promoted you now. There's no money involved in the promotion, by the way.
More responsibility.
Oh! Look at this. Bit of focus. Oh.
Oh. Is this the James is setting us up to control things.
Yeah, this is dangerous, a bit mildly.
Don't give us control.
I really wouldn't give me control at all. It's not the sort of thing I should get. Not at my time of life.
Speaking of UK legends, I was talking to Craig Grasha again.
Are you referring to me as a UK legend?
I mean, you may be one day, but, definitely.
No, you know know, it's like
RC
they have
legend.
they have Hall of Fame, and they put the journos in the Hall of Fame, don't they, as well? Yeah,
maybe they have commentator
baseball
Hall of
journos.
Fame.
No, the sports do. Go on, show us. Mark, last 5. Oh, we got replay control.
Oh.
Not for the... Cool. Look at this. Look at this.
So how does that work?
Right, so if you want... Oh, something's happened. Oh! And then you go, oh, I've now got time to play it out again. Oh!
Ah. Well done, James.
So we now have control of the replays. Well, there we are. You see that we're now literally the lunatic's taken over the asylum. So look, it's there now. So if you press that corner at any time,
yes,
your mark. Oh, so see that we'll do that, and we go. That was an interesting crash. Let's see it again. And it was car number 2. Dance, I tell you.
I do notice on this surface, the cars are able to def rev and get their tires grip, and they come around, and a lot of people have been able to save their grip roll accidents. But it also goes to both ways. I've also seen cars launch into various objects around her.
So is this Ben Johnson? I think it's Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson. Not the Jed Johnson. Not
the great Canadian sprinter. Was he a Canadian or American?
He was Canadian, but he was obviously rather known for not. It wasn't really known for his sprinting, was he?
Yes.
He was known for being the one person in that race to get caught for drugs.
Yes.
When absolutely, allegedly, everyone was on it.
Who was the American sprinter at that time? Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis, yes.
But you know, it was a different time.
Yes.
And Ben was just the least able to avoid being testing positive.
It's almost like Walanka at the 2015 Worlds.
Nothing like that.
Yours.
Nothing like that at all. I was just thinking to myself, is that the biggest? Would you say that Ben Johnson being stripped for drugs for the 100 metres Olympic final, or Lance Armstrong being kicked out of the Tour de France for 7 years was worse?
Lance Armstrong, I would say, by far. Then we don't even want to get into the baseball stuff.
Well, baseball isn't quite... I'm not having a problem with that. It's a professional sport, and if you want to dope yourself and you want to hit some balls hard, that's not... for some reason, the purity of sport of an individual race, I always feel is worse than a 162-game baseball season. I don't know what you think.
Well, they kind of strict... I don't know if they did. Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, they're not the Hall of Fame, are they? They've been...
They were the home run champions, and of course Barry Bonds has an asterisk next to his home runs as well. But I don't think that makes you hit the ball better.
It doesn't improve you. Hit it harder, but you still be able to hit it. So we're with car 3, this purple and light green machine of Neil Daunt, who I believe was the Guernseyman. Oh, no, he's off the track. There he is.
Yes.
Guernseyman. Guernsey. Up and over.
So remember, the last 6 of the RC2 drivers will get together with the RCGP Loves RC2 later on today.
Yeah, they want to. It's not. You haven't got to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will. But you haven't got to. And they will be able to have their car driven by one of the stars of RC. Hopefully somebody who actually is au fait with their method of using radio control, be it stick or be it wheel. And there'll be a lot more sticks here, even though you said there aren't that many sticks. We've got one. So from left to right, we go wheel, stick, wheel, stick. You are right. There's a lot of wheels now, aren't there, in the UK? Honestly. I feel like I don't know my own countrymen anymore.
But they don't make that many no more. Even I was looking at Alex's KO Propa, and I was like, how long have you had this radio? Oh, like 4 years. I was like, they wear out, right? He says, you just get another one like this. Oh. That's not a good spot to turn, Marshall.
No. Certainly on the dangerous side. Let's pick up somebody else, Ash. I'm not quite. Just the next person over the jump, which is in front of us, which is car number 10, which is Mr. Kelsall. Let's find what his first name is. Oh, no, that's not it. But back one, Ash.
There he is.
There he is. That's our 10. I need to find his first name. It's on the page now, which is covered. It's Paul Kelsall. By our design now to have this power of the replay. Very fetching red into pink into white. The fade. It's one up from one can. It's the fade can. Oh, that's not the track. You see that again?
Yes, let's see it again.
Loving this power. Yeah, missed landing and then desperate to climb back up that hill. In the end, though,
He didn't lose much.
It didn't really lose an awful lot. He probably lost about a second. I always think that an element of self-marshalling in tracks where you make a mistake but you can get back on the line, you're able to lose a little bit of space, is actually quite useful.
Yeah. He didn't cut much of the track either. I mean, he pretty much...
Oh, no, he did the whole... I think lengthwise he did the track.
Yes.
Just not necessarily the exact design the people thought they should do.
I think we need to vote and bring a concourse competition back to RCGP.
I think we're doing nothing in the concourse competition?
Yes, because the best car I've seen so far is, you can't see it on screen, but it's this Agama with these orange wheels. It looks so good.
Is it on this one?
Yeah.
It's quite gaudy.
Yeah, but I like that.
Oh. You can take the man out of Bermuda, can't take the Bermuda out of the man, can you? Oh, accident. Who's out there? There we go. Get yourself a second replay. Oh, a bit too late then. I was too laconic in my pressing of Mark last 5.
Yes. Nick has a new toy. We will be using it.
Doing right, I will be.
James gave him some power.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a great idea.
Looks like...
So they're on the slowdown laps now, aren't they?
Yes. Time left 55 seconds. Graham looks like he will be up in the higher heats later on today. He's the one guy in this throwing He might be the guy that just showed up today, actually.
Yeah. Graham's done a 39.4 as an average, and the next fastest average is 41.3.
Yeah. He probably should be up in the higher group.
Oh, sorry, I do apologize. Oh, no, hang on. So it's 38.4, yes, and 41.0, not 41.3, sorry.
Yeah. I believe he is that guy who showed up today, because there's one guy here who wasn't here yesterday, and he just showed up for qualifying.
Showed some confidence.
Yeah. So
or foolhardiness.
That's the end of qualifying for Group 1, Q2. I'm at the second group of RCGP. Sorry, RC2. You see the pitman, yes. You see Mr. LePavot helping his Guernsey man out. That is the gentleman, the beautiful aqua blue Beach RC shirt. I really do like that color.
I'm sure they can do a 3XL for you.
I need to get one that color. Yes, 3X. I have a regular black shirt from Beach RC.
Yeah, the light blue is showing up well, has to be said. Yeah. There's a good look on the light blue.
They do look good. Great color choice by Brent. I want to shout out to Beach RC and all the guys there working hard. Beach RC, still a brick and mortar hobby shop. Has a great track. They have a big electric race coming up here shortly called Masters of Dirt.
Masters of... I'm just doing the kind of the...
It is.
You come to Masters of Dirt.
Yeah, so it's actually a very fun race. Lots of games and challenges you have to do that involve alcohol and racing.
I'm shocked. Drinking
at an RC race?
No.
We see Alice making the way across the track. She has not complained about the heat at all. She was in Italy and she was definitely suffering in the heat.
Yeah, but it's 13 degrees cooler.
She did not handle the Italian heat at all. But she soldiered on through. And she is here, the sole female racing this weekend, here at Nemo Raceway in Bishop's Itcherton.
Is it in Warwickshire? That's the thing. I think I have got the wrong county. I really do. Kind of feeling that I've made an absolute fool of myself when I don't know what county this is in. I'm not sure how I'm going to find out, actually, because it often lists the counties.
Why isn't it Warwickshire? Isn't it? That's how it's supposed to be said?
It is Warwickshire, actually, we're in. Good point. Oh, Worcestershire. Yeah, Worcester's the wrong place. Worcester's down there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Should know the end counties. Warwickshire. Because Warwick is... there's Warwick, you see.
Yeah, we have a parish called Warwick. I know. I went to a high school that was called Warwick Academy.
Did you?
It's the oldest high school in the Eastern Hemisphere. Sorry, yeah, Eastern.
Where's the Eastern Hemisphere?
Well, that Western Hemisphere.
Okay. And did it look like that? Was it kind of a bit ropey around the edges and everything was kind of faded?
No, I mean, it started out as a shack, I believe.
And now it's two.
But it's been in that same spot since the 1600s. Then Sir George Somers accidentally crashed and shipwrecked and had to spend a year and a half in Bermuda, and then England decided to settle us.
Were there native Bermudians then?
No, there was no natives in Bermuda. No natives, no fresh water. Just
So how do you last with no fresh water then?
we catch it through. We actually have steeped roofs, and they paint them with lime, and you catch the water from the roof, and it goes in your tank, and you can drink it right out of your tank.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's no rivers.
no rivers. We do have a big desalination,
Yeah, desalination part. Yeah.
and people who would have public water. But for my house, for example, it's all catching rainwater. And if you run out of water, you have to order it, and trucks come and pump it into your tank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I didn't know about. So, if there's no running water, but it did have did it have quite a lot of rainfall?
Yes.
Right.
Because it's very much north, too. It's in the same latitude as North Carolina.
Oh, right. So you actually got the rains. That meant that's why the plants were growing then.
Yeah. So in this race, we have Billy Grinley, Michael Story, Barkley Abeniff, Tommy Dale, Robert Cockcroft, Holger Like, Leon Morrell, Andrew Rennick, Johnny Stroud, and Darren Moon. So apparently the Likey family is a father and two sons and mother, everybody doing RC together.
Good.
That's very good to see.
That's what they should do.
Yes.
Everyone should bring their mothers with them. I can't bring mine because she's 93, but otherwise I would.
Well, my wife kind of doesn't like it, but I figured if one of my sons or daughters got into this, she would be more into it.
I don't know. She's got that kind of Latina look where it's not going to change.
No, she's not going to be hitting anybody. Trust me. She's not going to break a nail. She'd like this, though. There's no dust. She'd love it.
Yeah, I don't. Whilst my stepson is on the camera, so that's my family link. Of course, Ash is my stepson. My wife is not a big fan of noisy things like this.
Oh, I mean, you are on racing all the time,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
sure she just
Doesn't
hears
go-
enough about
Doesn't go to any of it. No, absolutely not. We went to in the beginning when we were being, in trying out each other's passions and hobbies as you do at the start before you go.
Oh, they always like it at the
Before-
beginning.
no, before you go, oh no, it wasn't that. You go, no, really, I'm very happy with who I am. She went to the Silverstone 6 Hours World Endurance Show. I think it was World Endurance Show this year, and she put a brave face on it. Yeah, it's funny. So, what did you like? She said, I like the Audis. I went, why was that? Well, this is when they were diesels because they were much quieter. I went, okay, fine. So Ash went with us, so I've been indoctrinating him on everything.
Well, Ash seems to like
yeah, but the thing
noisy
is, though,
things.
watching this, this is the weird thing is though, in this let's try each other's hobby sort of thing. That's why Ash is our cameraman.
Oh,
Because my wife is a former professional synchronized swimmer.
really?
Yeah, she used to do shows around Europe, and so she was teaching kids synchronized swimming. No, little kids like 9, 10, 11.
I did not know
And they had
that was a thing.
And they had a synchronized swimming show where the parents come and everything else. And it was a few years ago when you just said, "Is it all right? We film it?" And they went, "Yes," and come and have a copy. So we were filming it. And at the time, I only had a couple of camcorders. And obviously, as everyone knows, it's universally known within the RC racing TV world. I am the worst cameraman in the world. I have an almost autistic inability to take a picture. Don't know why. Anyway, so I needed another cameraman. So I got Ash to hold one of the camcorders. I don't know how old he was. He must have been 14, I suppose. It was about 10 years ago. And yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's got a bit of talent. I waited a couple of years. And then when there was a large-scale off-road about, I don't know, 20 miles from my house, I said, oh, why don't you come along and try it, see what you can do? And there we go. And the rest was history. And now he's our cameraman. But, unfortunately, he's about to forsake us because Ash has been at the Royal Film and Television School on a professional focus pulling course. He's going to become a professional focus puller.
What's that?
Well, with big professional movie cameras, they haven't got autofocus. So when you have a shot where you go, those shots where they go from somebody in the distance, somebody in front. there's somebody, as a professional, someone like Ash, who's actually marking the positions on the lenses where they need to be, and will actually pull that from there to there.
Interesting.
To keep things totally in focus. So it's a really big thing on film cameras. The only worry is that the day rate for being a focus puller is so out of our league of payment as the day rate. If he actually gets to be a professional, there's no way he'll come and do this anymore.
Yeah, you can't afford him.
Well, I feel I can lean on him a couple of times in the come on, we're related sort of. And don't you remember that time when I did this for you? I changed his brake pads a couple of weeks ago, so I feel that's got to be worth at least 3 days of work. Yeah, 3 days for the brake pads, Ash. Yes, thumbs up. That's fine. But yeah, it's how quick they grow and they leave you.
Yeah,
fly away.
Interesting stuff. I never knew that was needed.
No, it's quite funny actually because now when because he's been doing it so intensely the past few weeks, he can't watch films now in case there's a bad bit of focus putting.
Oh,
and he go, look at that terrible. We're all going, oh, what a great accent. Well, that was a bit soft over there. This is kind of a fall we've been for a while, which is Tommy Dale. In the blue and the red. Do you know anything about Tommy Dale?
I do not. I have not had a chance to. He's the Serpent driver.
Yeah.
And his dad looks like Bobby Moore from the USA.
No, we're not Bobby Moore, the
RC
World Cup winning
Trackmasters.
captain. No, okay, right.
Like a smaller version of Bobby.
Right.
And he's the only Serpent car here.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Serpent have kind of pulled out the European market in this formula.
Well, it's still a great car.
Hey, there's no bad cars.
It's a really good car.
Hello, David. Hang on a second. I'll do that.
And a coffee. A coffee with water.
See, when we both order the drinks, it just goes quiet. Everyone goes, what's going wrong here? Why is no one talking? So we're now with the 3 car, and that is Barclay Abernathy. Having discussed about the excitements of our cameraman, we now need to find another subject really to while away the hours.
Yeah, my son actually likes to. I want to take him to film.
How old is he?
10.
10, cool.
So he takes pretty good pictures and likes to do the camera. So I take him with me when I'm trying to do my Lefties RC life.
So what you're saying is we can phase him in about 6 years.
I'm going to teach him something.
Yeah, get him to become a cameraman. He can come work for RC for virtually nothing.
Who knows?
But hang on, though. Actually, thinking about it, the rates he get in Europe, we've seen like a lot of money for a man who lives in Demone Crumpy, wouldn't it?
No, actually, he has a UK passport now.
Oh, even better. There's no problem
with work everywhere.
But no, I'm just saying that he's used to DR money, so he gets European money. So whoa!
No money for him. You'll have him on slave rates for a little bit. Zero money.
Glad you said that.
Zero money for Kendry.
Whoa!
Oh, that's
excellent.
impressive.
Got that one as well. Look, you see it again.
Yes, let's see it.
This is Barclay having a bit of a spin.
But this has been a spot.
Oh no! He grip rolled into it.
Yes, Scott Walker actually flew up above all of that.
What I like the way is he drove back out the entry to get back on the track.
Yeah. Barclay was over there trying to fix the generator early this morning.
Yes, that's why we have our own power.
Yes, I noticed.
I'd like to say that technical guru James' recommendation to have separate power, and I went, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine, and technical guru James was correct.
Yes, he was right. James was right.
I've said it once, I'm going to say it many times. He's listening.
Yeah, I think, but he has to get used to the toilets in Italy.
Yes, that's his next life aim. My most important thing in my life is to get used to some toilets in Italy.
Inside joke, people. Inside joke.
He's not, they're happening. That's why he's listening, isn't it? The thing was, you were so enthusiastic about those footpad toilets. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they work well.
Ash, just find somebody else for the last bit of the race.
I swear the people
it's the white car.
The people watching must be like, these guys talk about anything.
That's called a whole day's racing. This is Robert Cockcroft is out now.
Rob was in Italy with us. He was also part of RCGP Loves RC2 there. And he had a blast. I believe...
that car is so stiffly damped. You see when it landed? It just did that.
This car looks good.
Boom. But I'm saying it's really, he's gone for the let's stiffen this thing up as much as possible.
I think the Mayako guys are all trying JQ's theory. And they look to seem to have the most
they,
stable cars.
I think they've been told they have to, haven't they?
Team orders.
Why is he German now?
You see?
Team orders.
No, JQ is more like team orders.
Oh, that was feels like you work with him like 2 hours every week.
Hmm?
So you work with him for 2 hours every week. You should have perfected your impression more.
David does it best, actually. Isherwood.
Oh, look at this. Speak of the devil. The man has turned up with the... thank you. Thank you.
I needed a... Water.
No, that was for you.
Oh.
Fine. I've got the coat.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.
You know, it reminds me, I was watching in Bermuda on my birthday last weekend, the 20th edition of our Cup Match.
Your what match?
Cup Match. It's a 2-day holiday in Bermuda, a 2-day cricket game. Oh, okay. Between the East and West. And the announcers in there would be so happy when someone would bring them some food or refreshments or libation to... They're commentating on cricket from 10 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 every day.
Yeah, someone wants to bring us a cake, it'd be even better. So Billy Grindley won that one with average of 40.062. Then Tommy Dale on a 40.5. Andrew Rennick on 41.0. Michael Shorey on a 41.0. And then Holger Like, Robert Cockcroft, Barkley Abernathy, Darren Moon, Johnny Sproul, Leon Morel has not quite found his pace yet, I don't think.
Well, Leon's been running full scale. He's been racing full scale a lot.
I mean, bike sports, apparently very, very effectively.
Some type of...
No, it's called bike sports because it's a like a Caterham or a Westfield, but it's actually got a bike engine in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they don't reverse very well.
Oh. So I remember when I went to the British touring car, they had the Renault class. Like
Renault 2000s, yeah.
Do they still have that type of class?
No, it's gone. Those sort of middling single seater, that's gone. I don't think they're doing Clios anymore. I'm not sure. They do Porsches still. I don't quite know what's on the support grid anymore. Obviously, having followed it for many years. There are obviously some caterers, some Genettas,
interesting.
juniors, and anyway, there's all the support series. If you think about touring cars, is little known fact that the touring cars pay for the coverage. So the guest series pay for the coverage of touring cars. So all the guest series put the cash together, give it to ITV so they cover it, and touring cars themselves don't pay anything. It's all paid for by the sports series.
Really?
It's quite a clever financial model.
And obviously you come from Milton Keynes, which is the carbon triangle of the UK.
It isn't. I live a mile, probably less, from Red Bull in their technology centre.
So like Milton Keynes is like the Charlotte of...
It's a little bit more spread out. I mean, but you go through Milton Keynes, you go to you got so you've got Milton Keynes, and 13 miles up from there you've got Silverstone, where Aston Martin are based, and about 6 miles and they've got Brackley, where Mercedes are based, and then you're not very far from Enstone, and I forgot where Williams are based. Williams are based, so you've got those 5 teams, and you've got all sorts of other teams there as well for everything. But they're quite spread out, but they are within,
Fun fact, my first ever 10-skill race in the UK was at Milton Keynes in some school hall there. I was so shocked that they did racing like that. That's when I learned all about it.
What year was that?
2014. I met Sam McGall, and I think he was organising it.
Was it off-road electric?
Yeah.
Right, yes, that would have been Paul Upton's game. Yep, I remember doing. Yeah, we used to do a couple of. They've got the that club, Silverstone Club, is going to be organising the British Grand Prix event at the Milton Keynes Shopping Centre.
I remember that.
But it's happening. It's happening again after a couple of years off for obvious reasons. It's happening again in next March. I think
really,
middle of March.
I really enjoy that.
So that's going to be live. I think we're doing it. I haven't got confirmed we're doing it. Someone will be doing it from Milton Keynes Shopping Centre. So it'll be a good old event to have.
When you guys used to do that event before, did you get many spectators in? I used to watch it.
Oh yeah, it's constant. Cause it's a very busy shopping centre, so people just pop in and watch. You have, between 60 and 300 people watching.
Really?
Yeah, it's literally right in the middle of the shopping centre. If you want to go to John Lewis or to a couple of other shops, you have to go around this exhibition. The rest of the year it's got like craft fairs and double glazing sales, or a sort of a mini car fair where the local dealers brings a car. So it's got that sort of stuff. And at Christmas it's got the grotto and Santa.
I do. I did enjoy the Grand Prix.
That was the same place that had the 12th Worlds in 2020.
Yes, I remember that.
Which was the last Worlds before they all stopped. And we are 4 weeks away from the first Worlds when they all start again.
Right. Up in this race, we have Kevin Brunson, Thomas Musso, Eric Leakey, Tom Sattel, Ruben Shakespeare, Scott Walker, Maxim Cook, Chris Lovell, Jason Ferguson, and Chris Willett. Are you looking forward to the Worlds in Spain in a few weeks?
Yeah, I am.
I am.
I've got so much. The thing is, the weird thing is, it's obviously coming up very quickly, but I'm at the moment focused on this event and the fact that we've also got a karting event this weekend. And then next week, Matt, me, and the team are going down to Spain for the 1/8 track.
Oh, I will be watching
Euros.
that.
Then I've got actual holiday with my wife for a week.
That's good.
That is good. Then I've got the Hearts GP we're doing over the bank holiday weekend in the UK. Good. And then the following Sunday we are going and doing another kart event. And then we finish the kart event about 6 o'clock on the Sunday, and we leave for Spain the 6 o'clock the following day on the Monday. Oh. So I'm very much looking forward to it. My brain is a little bit full of all the other things we're doing. It is absolutely feast and famine because, you know, you come out the back of the Worlds. So we do the Worlds. We've also got, I'm not going to be there, but we're also doing the World 1/10 Electric On-Road Worlds. Then we've got a gap of about a month, I suppose, till RCGP round 4. And that's it.
Busy.
Until... Well, at the moment, that's it forever, but maybe that until, I would think, to the beginning of March.
You know, I was wondering, I really miss Coelho racing Nitro.
Well, you know, you saw him in the Euros.
No, he wasn't at the Euros.
Yes, he was.
Not at the Nitro Euros.
Oh, no, I don't think he would. I don't think he would, because he's concentrating on the 1/8 side of things.
Apparently, he hasn't done Nitro since 2018, I was told. So he's completely stopped. But what's funny was I was racing it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. But I think, for example... Which is interesting because there is a World Championship in 1/10 over in Bangkok. Now, whether he decides to up his level of practice and go there, I don't know. He might do. Because obviously it's an outlier a few weeks after the rest of the season finishes. My guess is with a 1/8 IC track Worlds happening next year, you might start concentrating on that. And then
is that where the Bangkok is where the IC track was?
1/10.
Oh, and that's next year?
No, that's this November.
Are you guys doing it there? No. Wow, that would have been a nice trip.
Done it twice before.
Singapore.
No. But no, I'm not doing that one. I actually don't know who's doing the coverage of the Worlds in Bangkok. I do think the large-scale Worlds in Fontana will be covered by Live RC, I think.
Yes, I believe
but
so.
I don't know about the ones in Bangkok. Maybe Live RC will go out again. I know that Brandon caught an absolute cold during that event about 4 years ago, or 6 years ago now. But yeah, you may well find a sponsor and go, I don't know. Or no one may go.
Yeah.
Which will, shouldn't really say that, but in some ways I kind of feel that no one going would teach IFMAR a lesson. Because
we should have somebody there.
I've discussed this before, but IFMAR don't provide any finance. So it either comes from sponsors, or it comes from clubs, or it comes from the goodwill of the coverage and that sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So they just make money off it.
Yep. I've done a number of both the Worlds we're doing. You know, don't cry for me. It's not all boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. But yeah, you do it entirely off your own back. And obviously, if you get enough sponsorship, you can make some money. I'm sure the brand has made money off. I know he lost on some. He's obviously made some money off others, which is great. I mean, that's the whole point. We are commercial organisations. None of us a charity, so it's fine. But yeah, it's just a big effort. And
I did not know that. I didn't know that IFMAR. I don't see why they wouldn't.
No, because obviously IFMAR are a very much. What happened there? What's that again, shall we?
Progressive federation, in my opinion.
Oh, what's happened there?
Well, we've managed to mess up the...
We've broken the system.
We only had it for 2 races.
Let's see if I can... I'm just going to do a test now, see if that was a one-off. Let's have a look. Oh, actually letting cars go. Who's he picking up now? Exciting. He's picked up car number... Can't see.
That's Bronson.
Ah, it is. Well, you're very good with your identification. I'm going to have a replay of him doing not very much. You see the replays are working again. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah,
there we go.
Minor issue. I probably pressed the wrong button prior to that.
Brunson looking quite impressive out here. He's a good driver, though. He was a very good driver. Probably a little bit outclassed in RCGP in Italy, but...
Well, I think the thing about Kevin is of an age.
Yes.
You know, we're not seeing... This is not peak Kevin we're seeing now. Peak Kevin was... I don't think it mind me saying this was probably at least 15, if not 20 years ago. But he's still enjoying his racing. Us old boys still do. But
Oh, he's no slouch.
there is a natural slowing as you get older. I must admit, I'm liking. I've seen recently in Facebook posts that we're beginning to see over 50 classes as well.
Thornhill is having it.
You know, I remember when we first started doing the Euros back in 2010. There was a senior class, so there's a senior race and a junior race. Junior, it's fine, everyone knows that. And the senior race was over 35.
Oh,
and I'm going, what the hell? That's not senior. And they have crept it up to over 40 now. But no, I'm sorry. I think over 50 is a much better idea.
Well, I think I've figured it out now. JQ's plan is to just lay low until he's 40 next year, because he doesn't want to admit that he's in his 40th year.
Right.
And then he's going to take the 40th. Probably by then he'll be pushing for a 40-plus world championship.
Absolutely, why not?
And his plan will be to have utter domination there. But I still think he'll run into the same issue that he always runs into. There'll be fast 40-plus guys.
There are, you got your Igons, you got your start. If there was a world champion, they all come out of the Miguel Matthias, they all come out of the woodwork, wouldn't they?
Oh man, Miguel was impressive at the Euros.
And he doesn't run anymore. We keep having the Euros in Portugal, so he keeps retiring for 2 years and coming back to that one race. Just shift cars, Ash, please. Oh,
very good interview with him too.
Wow.
Very good. With Miguel.
Oh, Miguel's lovely. Great guy.
Yeah.
Right, we've got one behind. So who we go? Okay, second car of this bump. Blue number. He's found Musso again, honestly. Yeah, just go to the car in front. We've seen Musso and and for instance before. So let's give a little bit of love to car number 5 of. Now is that Ruben Shakespeare? This is amazing how we're only seeing the people we saw last time.
Ruben Shakespeare. I need to go meet this young man and ask him how his great grandfather.
I bet he's never heard that one before. But that's never been said to him at any point.
I think it's a dual last name.
Well, no argue with that. So he's just coming up. There's a few minutes just to run, and then at 1:30 we have the final RCGP qualifier. Oh, yeah, hang on. Oh, I'm a bit far off there. Oh, I hope I got it. Oh, I did. Bang. Way. And
this is what's been catching a lot of people out. They're just clipping these pipes, and they just send you flying, especially coming onto the chicane, onto the straightaway.
Again. I didn't get the sex at the end. Oh, ow. Look at it. Press it just about. Oh, darling. Oh, censored. New car, please, Ash. So there are no cars on the track. And this is now, I've got that 4. I'm enjoying this big screen. I can read the numbers. So that's car 4 not being on the track completely. That's Tom Sartell. Up on 2 wheels. He hasn't got the grip. He has not got the grip roll sorted out of this car yet. He's just living with it. A little bit more freedom of movement in the vertical oscillations of the chassis. I say, is it porpoising? No, it's bouncing up and down. Up and over.
Is that Musso behind him? Yeah, it looks like Musso.
It's always there, always causing problems. Yes, Brunson's got a half second. Oh dear, he's got a half second lead, a lap lead over Musso. So Musso's a little bit off the piece because that what you see at the side there is Brunson's best 4 laps with an average of 37.4. Musso's are half a second longer. So his average would be 38 flat. Oh no, it's just going to be quick up. So it's now 37.8. So, and then Helga Like is Eric Like, is a bit further off. So that's those distances.
Oh, that person was using the whole track just now.
Oh, paid for it. Use it all. That was just the thing when you do motorcycle training. When you learn to ride a motorcycle, do you ride a motorbike?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously ride one in a less densely populated, but riding one in British towns, the first thing they would say was, get out of the gutter, you've paid your road tax, use the whole road. Because obviously you start off riding a motorbike a bit like you ride a push bike.
Right, on the side
and
of the
then
road.
eventually you kind of work out, no. And then eventually you get incredibly aggressive, like I do on a bike. I'm just sitting on my road.
Yeah, in Bermuda, when you go 16, you get a license for a 50cc bike.
Ah. How busy are the median roads?
They're very narrow and very busy. Lots of accidents. Kevin Brunson, Thomas Musso, Eric Leakey, Tom Sartell, Maxim Cook, Scott Walker, Chris Lavel, Jason Ferguson, Ruben Shakespeare, and Chris Willits are your finishers for the. Is it 3 rounds? This is the 3rd round, yeah.
That's it. That's the 3rd round. No, that's the 2nd round, sorry.
Okay.
That was the 2nd round. You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm going into the future.